Hello, welcome to Rise of the Kilonator deadlift portion of the afternoon session. That was Alicia Stice making her very easy first deadlift at 80 kilos. Her first job ever was a sign twirler. Deadlift has one command, and that is down. Once the chief ref calls bars loaded, which she just did, the lifter has 1 minute to start the lift. They do that on their own volition, and then when they lock out, as Leanne Lang will do here in just a second, she gets the down command. Now the lifter has to lower the bar under control or in control. And the lift was good for Liam. Bea had a hamstring pull, so she's going a little light today. Oh, and you will also see Bea is not wearing a t-shirt, which is now allowed. It just this year became allowed for any lifter to only wear the singlet on the deadlift. They do not have to wear a t-shirt. And Bea had a hamstring pull, so she's taking it a little easy on the deadlifts today. But that looked pretty good. Okay, so far, Alicia and Bea are both, Alicia, Leanne, and Bea are all have totals. Always a good thing. This is Danielle Unrein. Danielle could teach me about movement concepts and skills, personal wellness, social and emotional well-being, and prevention and risk management of personal lifestyle choices. She's a physical education nerd, and those topics are their standards. That was a good lift for Danielle. Christina Greenwood is up. Christina is a nutritional therapy practitioner as well as a chiropractic clinical assistant at Wellbeings Chiropractic. Good lift. Next up is Tori Sanson. Tori's working full-time as she works on her master's in counseling. Vanessa Gale has been coaching her virtually. Austin Schultz is up next. That was a good lift. All right. All of the lifters must wear knee socks in the deadlift. Austin is a GIS specialist for a local fire department. And while they're changing out the bar there, I would like to thank our sponsors, Muscle and Mindset, DC Blocks, and Mountain Man Performance. Up next is Stephanie McBride at 120 kilo attempt. Stephanie wants to shout out to her husband Nelson and her three girls Anaya, Rebecca, and Macy. Bars loaded for Stephanie. looks like a good lift. Okay. Up next is Alyssa Flamenhaft. Alyssa is going to be attempting 120 kilos, which is 264 pounds. Alyssa has been powerlifting for 3.5 years. She is a scientist, former state senate candidate, world axe throwing league athlete. Bar is loaded for Alyssa. Now, Alyssa is a sumo stance lifter, which is just fine. She little crooked on her ascent, but that's okay. There's no rule against that. Looks like we're going, well, we're adding 5. Nope, same weight for Caitlin Webb. Caitlin is also a sumo lifter. That looked super easy for her. And the lift is good. And we are going to 140 kilos for Kinsey Kowalski. And Kinsey, this is her first meet. She's our overachiever of the group. She got her doctorate when she was 24, and she's only been powerlifting for 6 months. She's already deadlifting 140 kilos at 69 kilos body weight. It's pretty incredible. Lift is good for Kinsey Kowalski. Up next is Elizabeth Norton. Elizabeth is a registered nurse. She's been powerlifting for about a year. Her friend and boyfriend motivated and encouraged her to try it. She's completed 5 half marathons and 4 Tough Mudders. We have so many cool people in powerlifting. And she's a conventional stance. That looked pretty easy for her. And so powerlifting, there's generally 2 different stances. One is the sumo, where the legs are farther apart and the feet are turned out somewhat, or actually the whole leg is turned out. And that can be as wide as the weights themselves. Your toes can be right next to the weights, or in as much as the lifter feels comfortable. And then the other is conventional, which the stance is closer together and the grip is outside the shoulder. So this lifter is conventional. So her grip should be shoulder width or a little bit wider. And that looked pretty good. This is Laura Bailey. And again, no shirts are required for the deadlift now. It used to be that men didn't have to wear them, but women did. And then that rule changed to nobody could not wear shirts. Everybody had to wear shirts. And this year, the rule has changed back to now anybody who does not want to wear a shirt doesn't have to. Okay, we're going back to the top of the order, it looks like, for Alicia Stice. Bar is loaded. Alicia says this is a couch to powerlifting meet. This is her, I think this is her first competition. She did not get that lift. I'm not sure why. She might have had some up and down. Oh, she didn't lower the bar under control. So that is one of the requirements of the lift is you have to lower the bar under control. You can't let go of it. And it has to be done, it can make a noise. It just can't be like plop. So Leanne Lang is up. Leanne is attempting 100 kilos. She's VP of Financing and Accounting for a fiber telecommunication company. That one almost looked like she let go of that too, but the lift is good. Lifters need to really make sure that they're lowering that bar under control. Up next is Bea. She's going up to 110. And she says her brain is just as big as her muscles. She's going to be a doctor of physical therapy. Okay, that's not Bea. That's Danielle and Ryan. Okay, I had the wrong person. Okay, Danielle. Looks good. She loves rock music. And this is her first meet. She wants to shout out to Lindy Howell for being the best friend and strongest friend a girl can ask for. And all of her super supportive family members that are figuring out the sport with her. And of course her husband, Justin. Now we have Bea. Bar is loaded for Bea. And you can see her legs are white. That's baby powder. That is allowed and okay, and lifters use it all the time. It's supposed to help the bar slide up the leg. That was super easy. I don't know if that hamstring injury is hurting her today. That looked really, really good. Up next is Christina Greenwood. Christina used to belly dance. She was a land surveyor. This is her first meet. That's how you lower a bar under control. Good lift. Up next is Austin Schultz. Austin follows a program called Stronger by the Day. She trains in her basement and at a 24-hour fitness in Castle Rock. See, you can do powerlifting anywhere. You really can. Bar is loaded for Austin. Austin is a conventional stance. That looked pretty good. And all the lifters are required to wear knee socks on the deadlift, and that is to protect them and other lifters. If the bar happens to cut them and there's any blood or anything, then all the lifters are protected and safe. Next up is Stephanie McBride. Stephanie is coached by Rachel. And she enjoys the process and the people. Or she says that the advice she would give somebody is just enjoy the process. Stay focused and enjoy the day. She has a math degree, but she's also running for Lake County Assessor. That's up in Leadville. She straightens that up. The requirement for the deadlift is to just stand erect. You'll see a lot of lifters kind of lean back almost, and that's not really necessary. They just want to, they do that to make sure that the refs see that they are up and erect. But they also have to make sure that their knees are locked. So as long as you're standing up straight and the knees are locked, that should be a good lift. This is Tori Sanson, attempting 130 kilos. Looks like she locked that out okay. Let's see what the refs say. Good lift. All right, Alyssa Flamenhoff is up.
You're going to be up 132.5. Caitlin, you got also Twinkies. So you guys going to be back to back. Bars loaded. Then we got Kingston. 132.5.
Alyssa is coached by Weston Hirschauer. I think he's got a couple athletes here today. Her best deadlift is 142.5 kilos. She's a little under that. I know she's nursing an injury as well. That looked pretty good. I think she should get that. Good lift for Alyssa. Up next, same weight for Caitlin. Sorry, Caitlin Webb is up. And she's also sumo and also pulled that up like that was super easy. Good job. And that was a good lift. Up next is Kinsley Kowalski. It's her first meet. She has swam her entire life. She's definitely very disciplined. She's only been powerlifting for 6 months, and she is heck of strong. Bar is loaded for Kinsey. And looks good. Should be a good lift. Lift is good. Okay. Our next lifter is Elizabeth Norton, 150 kilos. Elizabeth is trained by Brandon Gonsalos in Parker. Her best deadlift is 330 pounds, so she's going to kick that here. She may have even done that on her first attempt, I'm not sure. Yeah, it looked super easy. Definite PR. Good job. All right, good lift for Elizabeth. Okay, Laura Bailey's rounding out our second attempts. And she originally did her first powerlifting meet in 2018 because she wanted to get better numbers than her sister and fell in love with the sport. She is a personal trainer and a strength coach, and so she coaches herself. She says powerlifters are some of the kindest people I've ever met. I totally agree. Powerlifting is the best community. It is people are supportive for the most part, and it's fun, and it's ageless. We had a 75-year-old woman this morning compete. That looks really good. Yep, looks good. Good lift. And the age classes are the 8-year-olds can actually start competing as youth. Youth is from 8 to 13 years and 364 days. And then 14 and up can compete in open. 14 to 19 will be the teen, can also be in teen divisions. And those are broken down into 2-year slots, basically. There's a junior division of 20 to 23, and then from 24 up to 39 is all open. That's the only division they can be in. And then our masters begins at age 40, but in the year they turn 40, so essentially 39. This is Alicia Stice. We are starting our third attempts. And that looks pretty good. Looks like she got that okay. All right, Alicia got that. Good job. And I'm not sure why she didn't get her second, but she sure got the third. And she will get a total for the day. So good job, Alicia. Next up is Leanne Lang. Bar is loaded for Leanne. She sings with the Colorado Symphony Orchestra. She struggled with her body and body weight for a long time and learned a lot about herself in the process of getting healthy. Oh, she's trying hard. I think she got that. Let's see what the refs say. Good. Good lift. Good job, Leanne. That's the way to grind out a third. Leanne will also get a total. Good job, Leanne. Danielle on Rhine.
112 on bar. Miss Danielle is up. Christina on deck. Austin in the hole.
Danielle trains with Matt Cooper. He developed her training system. She's probably going to get red lighted because she used her thighs, but still a good effort. Let's see what the refs say. No lift. So the rule on that is you cannot use your thigh to help get the weight up, and there can also be no up and down movement of the bar. So I think she had a little bit of both. They call that hitching, which it's really not a thing. As far as USA powerlifting is concerned, it's either using the thigh to assist in the lift, which is illegal, and or up and down movement of the bar, which is illegal. People call it hitching, but it's really using the thigh to help. Bars loaded for Christina Greenwood. Christina is attempting 260 pounds, just under 260 pounds. And she's not going to get that today, but that was a good effort. All the powerlifting will help her with her belly dancing. Up next is Austin. Austin's had a pretty good day. She can teach me about geography. And looks like she locked it out. Looked pretty good. We'll see what the refs say. Good lift. Good lift for Austin. Good job. All right, up next is Bea. And Bea is nursing a hamstring injury, but you wouldn't know it. She's doing really, really well. She's coaching herself right now. And she's super motivated. She's going back to school in June to be a doctor of physical therapy. She's in the class of 2024. And she looks like she got that. Her face doesn't look super happy, but I think she got it. I think Bea got that. Yep, she got it. Perfect. Stephanie McBride is up. Stephanie is attempting 135. Bars loaded. Rachel is her coach. And Stephanie lives up in Leadville. Oh, she's trying. Not going to get that one today, but she'll come back and get it at her next meet. Tori Sanson is up, trying 137 and a half. Yeah, bench is definitely Tori's thing. And her coach is Vanessa Gale. Yeah, her best deadlift is 275, so she's already past that. It's a good job, Tori. Oh, she's grinding. She's trying. Okay, so she might not get this lift because it looked like she used her thighs, but let's see what the refs say. Yeah, I can hear the groaning. She used her thighs to help get the bar up, but that was still a great grind. and she'll come back and get that. That's just training. She'll get it. It's good job, Tori. Okay, Alyssa Flamenhaft is up, lifting 140 kilos. And this is not too far off from her best deadlift, and she's nursing an injury as well, so she's actually doing okay. All right, Alyssa has been powerlifting for about 3.5 years, and she said she started kind of on a dare. I actually know Alyssa's brother, and unfortunately she's not going to get that. But yeah, we do Z Health, which is sort of how I met Jason and a lot of people in the powerlifting arena. All right, this is Caitlin. Caitlin has the baby powder on to try to help her get that bar up. Looks pretty good to me. I think she should be okay. See what the refs say. I think that was good. It's hard. I don't know. Up next. Yep, that was a good lift for Caitlin. Up next is Kinsey Kowalski. It's her first meet. Her best deadlift is to 150, which she got on her second. So this will be a PR for her. Yep. Good job, Kinsey. All right, we have two more lifters in this flight, Elizabeth Norton and Laura Bailey. Elizabeth's best deadlift is 330 pounds, so she's way past that now. So she's getting herself some PRs. She's only been powerlifting for about a year. She's doing a great job. Good job. I think she got that. And our last lifter of the flight is Laura Bailey. She works as a personal trainer and a strength coach, and she's an avid snowboarder. All right, we are back to flight B now, I think. So Kinsey got that last deadlift, so good job. All right, flight B, Nikki Edmonds is up. Bar is loaded for our first lifter of flight B, Nikki Edmonds. Nikki is a diabetic, and she is out here competing, and that is awesome. She's only been powerlifting for a year. That looks like a good lift to me. Okay, Alexandra Marbois is up. Okay, it looks like bar is loaded for Alexandra. And Alexandra lifts that up fairly easily. The lift is good. Up next is Alejandra. Alejandra Hernandez is opening with, 102.5 kilos. Her best deadlift is 254 pounds, so she might get that today. Oh, actually, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm not sure what her deadlift is. She didn't give us a bio. But that was a good lift for Alejandra, and she should... No, I don't know. Okay. Jessica is up. Jessica Hall. She is the one whose best deadlift is 254 pounds. And she's opening at 237 pounds. She wants to give a shout out to her coach, Tyler, from Mountain Man Performance. He gives 100% to every one of his athletes. That looked like a good lift. And that was a good lift. All right. Up next is Sarah Gist, 125 kilos. All right, looks like bar's loaded for some neon knee socks. Awesome. Knee socks are required in the deadlift. That looked pretty good. Lift is good. Okay, up next is Madison. Madison's best deadlift is 315 pounds. She's been powerlifting since September. Her husband encouraged her to follow female powerlifters on social media for inspiration. Her husband is Lucas. Shout out to him. It looked pretty easy for her. I think she has more in there. Shout out to her 4-year-old son, Rowan. Inspires her to be the best version of herself every day. And she also trains with Weston Hershar. Okay, up next is Allison Plunkett. Allison trains with Stephanie Munz at CrossFit 4982. She's only been powerlifting for 4 months. That looked like a pretty good lift. It's her first meet. She's doing really well for her first meet. Oh, and she could teach us all about I can't speak anymore. Elephant conservation. She wrote her thesis on approaches to African elephant conservation in human conflict zones. That's pretty cool. We have such cool people in powerlifting. Mindy Lunsford is attempting 140 kilos. She's a cancer survivor. She's a deputy. More cool people in powerlifting. Good lift. I think it's a good lift. Yeah, good lift. Okay, Allison Geisler is our last lifter in this flight for the first attempts. She has a chocolate labradoodle named Tucker. She loves country music and the show Yellowstone. I have not seen that show. I don't understand why it's so popular. I guess I'll have to watch it. Bars loaded for Allison, or Allie. I think she likes to go by Allie. Looked like a good lift to me. All right, we're going to go back to the top of the order. And that would be Nikki Edmonds. Nikki's coach is Kyle Kelly out of Mesa Fitness in Clifton. He is by far the best coach I could have hoped for, she says. She is a clinical lab assistant, but in school for medical billing and coding. She said she was hooked on powerlifting after her first PR. Her best deadlift is 170 pounds, so hopefully she'll get that today. She could teach me about Harry Potter. I don't know. My mom might give her a run for her money. My mom knows everything about Harry Potter too. Bar is loaded for Nikki. And Nikki's a little bit of a narrower stance sumo, which is totally fine. And she lifted that up pretty easily. Next up is Alexandra Marbois. So again, the stances in the deadlift really are conventional or sumo. And the sumo can vary quite a bit. It can be sort of narrow to the toes hitting the plates. I always get really nervous with those super wide sumo lifters because I have seen a couple people lower the bar on their foot and it's not pretty. I always get a little nervous. But it's less distance for the bar to travel the wider your legs are. Bar is loaded for Alexandra. And Alexandra is sort of a wider conventional stance. And she got that up easily. Up next is Alejandra. Alejandra made 102.5 on her first. She kicked up to 110. Unfortunately, she didn't get a squat, so she's not going to get a total, but hopefully she's having a good day. Hopefully she's having fun. That looks good. See what the refs say. Lift is good for Alejandra. Next up is Jessie Hall. Or Jessica Hall. I'm sorry if you don't go by Jessie. She is a Mountain Man performance athlete. She could teach you the building blocks of music and music theory. She could also teach you how to bake some delicious desserts. Takes a deep breath. Looks like she had that. Good lift. Okay, Sarah Geist or Gist. Sarah Gist. Sarah, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. 132 and a half. While we're getting the weights on the bar, I will reiterate that Muscle and Mindset is a sponsor. DC Blocks is a sponsor. And Mountain Man Performance is a sponsor to our USA Powerlifting competition. Sanctioned by USA Powerlifting. And Sarah has fabulous neon socks. Knee socks are required. That's a good lift. For the safety of all of the lifters, because oftentimes lifters will raise the bar on their legs all the way up, and that's the most efficient bar path. And if they cut themselves, then that's a danger to other lifters. So we just say wear knee socks. Up next is Madison. Madison wants to shout out to everyone in her family, her husband Lucas, her grandparents, mom, brother, son Rowan. Looks like a good lift. This is her first meet. She has a background in Kung Fu, which she did throughout her childhood and teenage years. She was on the performance team. She's dabbled in kickboxing and aerial arts, but has never loved anything like she loves powerlifting. Bars loaded for Allison Plunkett. Allison, this is her first meet as well. She's doing pretty well. It's a pretty good lift, looks like. And she does elephant conservation, which is super cool. Okay, 2 more lifters in this flight. Mindy Lunsford is coming up. Mindy did gymnastics as a kid. Her coach is Josh Krill. All righty, bars loaded for Mindy. Oh, she got that. Bar moved a little in an odd direction, but she got it. It's a good lift. All right. Allison is up next, 185 kilos. Allison is a closing associate at Land Title Guarantee. Her coach is Taylor Rimmer with Revive the Human. Her best deadlift is 420 pounds. She could get that today. We'll see. Oh, what is she? No, she's not going to get that. Well, she could. Yeah, this is her second. So it's very possible for her to get a PR there. Yeah, looks super easy. She locked those knees out. And the refs say good lift. Yep, good lift. Good job. All right, back to the top of the order for our third and final attempts on Flight B for the afternoon session. The third attempt at deadlifts will always have the bar cleaned in between attempts. And we want to thank our sponsors, Muscle and Mindset. DC Blocks. Mountain Man Performance. And this is a USA Powerlifting sanctioned event. Our meet directors are Rachel and Jason Wood. Our state chairs are Dan and Jen Goudreau. We have a wonderful powerlifting community here in the state of Colorado. Bar is loaded for Nikki Edmonds. Kyle Kelly is her coach at Mesa Fitness in Clifton. So she came all the way from Clifton. It's a six-ish hour drive. Yeah, I think that was a good lift. Looked pretty good to me. Up next is Alexandra Marbois. And Alexandra's attempting 112 and a half. She's got really good form on her deadlift, so she probably has a little bit more in the tank there. That was a good lift. Our next lifter up is Alejandra Hernandez. And Alejandra went up 7.5 kilos from her second. Looks like bars loaded. Sumo stance lifter. Okay, she had a little glitch there, but she probably is not. She didn't lower the bar under control, so she probably won't get that lift. Let's see if the ref saw it. You gotta lower the bar under control. She just lost her grip, but she'll get credit for her second 110. Up next is Jessica Hall, and Jessica is coached by Tyler of Mountain Man Performance. He has coached a lot of lifters today, and they've all done really well. And I think she's going to get that, so we'll give Mountain Man Performance a shout out. And it looks like our next lifter, Sarah, is actually coached by Amanda Pirro. She didn't do a lifter bio, so I didn't know that till just now looking at the video. I can see Amanda there with her. So we'll give a shout out to Muscle and Mindset, one of our sponsors today. And even if Sarah doesn't get this lift, she gets the prize for the best socks today. She's attempting 140 kilos on her deadlift. And you will see on the plates, the innermost plate, the writing is facing inward. And all of the plates after that, the writing is facing outward. And that is by rule, they have to do that. Okay, Miss Sarah, 140 kilos, 300 and just under 9 pounds. Yeah, no problem. She got that, no problem. Let's see what the refs say. Refs say a PR and a good lift. Good job. Good job, Sarah. Okay, up next is Mindy Lunsford. Oh, yeah, she just likes to do a little bit of a rotation there, but she got that. PR, good lift. Okay, our next is Madison DeMovio. Madison's best deadlift is 315 pounds, so this will be a big PR for her. Bar is loaded for Madison. This is her first meet, and she is doing great. Bar is loaded for Allison Plunkett. Allison, this is her first meet as well. It's so cool to see so many first timers out here. So much fun to see people finding powerlifting and enjoying it. And hitting PRs, getting 9 for 9. Madison had 9 for 9. So Allison is 7 for 9. Still good day. Okay, our last lifter of Flight B is Allison Geisler, 195 kilos.
195, so it should be 3 reps.
She's a cancer survivor. Her best deadlift is 319. Yeah, she's blown that one out of the water.
Like math with a collar. I don't care if it's 2.5 dollars. I just normal plan. 195.
You like brats? Yeah. I smoked some brat. We got smoked brats.
So you're in a better mood now?
What'd you say?
You're in a better mood now?
Well, no, I'm not refereeing. I don't like sitting still. That's fine.
So our so sorry. We're just getting our bar all set for our last lifter here of this flight, and then we'll get into flight C.
Mama, you want this?
All right, Allison. 195 kilos. Oh, she's trying hard. She's trying. I don't know. We'll see what the refs say. She might have had a little bit of thigh help, but the lift is good. She didn't. Wonderful. Fantastic. So that we have on to flight C.
It's gonna be 90 kilos. Yeah. First person up is gonna be Kayla. Sarah,
Kayla is our first lifter in flight C. And our light system's not working today because our internet's terrible. So if you're looking in the top right-hand corner of the screen, you can just see the name of the lifter and what they're attempting, but unfortunately the results won't show there, so you'll just have to trust me when I tell you. Our first lifter is Kayla Ross. And while we're getting the bar loaded, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Muscle and Mindset, DC Blocks, and Mountain Man Performance. Bars loaded for Kayla. Kayla is what I like to call super raw. She does not wear a belt. I don't believe she wore knee sleeves in the squat either, so she just pure raw strength. And she set that down super gingerly, the way you're supposed to. Good job, Kayla. Up next is Sarah McClendon. Sarah wants to give a shout out to Mindy Lunsford, her friend and training partner, for always continuing to push her out of her comfort zone. And Sarah was never into sports when she was growing up. She joined CrossFit when she was 28. Started powerlifting at 32. This is her second meet, so she just wants to do better than she did on her first. Bars loaded for Sarah. That looked pretty good. We'll see. Good lift for Sarah. All right, up next is Cody Griggs. Cody, I think Cody's from the Western Slope, the Grand Junction area. Not 100% sure about that. She is also wearing fabulous neon socks. She is a pure romance partner, and she has 3 amazing boys who push her to be better every day. Her best deadlift is 314 pounds. She's opening a little bit under that right now. Okay, Cody is a sumo stance lifter. And she got that pretty easily. Good job for Cody. Up next is Allison Aslin. Bars loaded for Allison. And you will see Allison's not wearing a t-shirt under her singlet. That is no longer required. It used to be required until this year, and so you might see that on some of the lifters today. Now, knee socks are required, and that was a good lift. Knee socks are required for the protection of all the lifters. Okay, Frankie Knepp is up next. Frankie is coached by Tyler at Mountain Man Performance. He's coached a lot of lifters today, and they've all done really well. And this Frankie is bilingual. She speaks Spanish and English. She's biracial. She's half black, half Mexican. And she's a good power lifter, most importantly. And she wants to shout out to her babies, Leah and Jack Jack. Mommy loves you. And her husband, Nate, always supporting her goals. Bars loaded for Cohen. Cohen Lit. His best deadlift is 385 pounds. Something's going on the platform. I'm not sure what. Not sure what's going on. Oh, it looks like we have a misload. Not sure. Oh, yeah, it should be a 5 and a 2. No, they've got a 15 and a 2 on there. That's. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. They've got it. 5, 2, and a 1. They're good. They're good. Okay, Cohen wears his knee sleeves on the deadlift, which is totally fine. And looks like he got that up pretty easily. And the lift is good. And he wants to give a shout out to his wife. Up next is Jason McGowan. Jason is attempting 190 kilos. Okay, while they're getting the bar ready for Jason. Bars loaded. There's one command in the deadlift, and that's down. So as soon as the chief ref calls bars loaded, the lifter comes out, lifts the bar up, locks their knees, stands up erect, puts the bar down under control. And if they do all that, they get a white light. And that looked like a good lift for Jason. Up next is Kevin Wang. Bars loaded for Kevin. Kevin's best deadlift is 451 pounds. He is a sumo stance lifter. He went to school at the University of Guam. That looked like pretty easy. And he wants to shout out to his girlfriend Angie for always cheering him on. Up next, Joshua Ernie. And Joshua is coached by Amanda Piro, Muscle and Mindset, one of our sponsors here today. Bars loaded for Joshua. Wants to shout out to mom, dad, sister, Joe, and Muscle and Mindset crew for their support. He is a conventional stance lifter. Generally, with a conventional stance, the grip is outside the knees, a little bit wider than hip width, and that looked like a good lift. There's no rule in deadlift as far as how you grip the bar, how wide your grip is, anything like that. There's no rules like that in deadlift. That was a good lift for Joshua. Next up is Preston Lee. Preston is attempting 202.5. Preston is taking advantage of the old rule that no t-shirts are required on the deadlift. And that looked like a pretty good lift for Preston's still a junior. Okay. So he's lifting as a junior, and his brother Dylan isn't open, so they're not competing against each other. Dr. Dylan is the rounding out our first attempt deadlifts. That's why I brought my computer.
It's so fun back here. We have scotch of bourbon. We'll bring a drink tomorrow. I shouldn't encourage this.
Okay, while they get the bar ready, we can see Dr. Dylan keeping himself loose back there, jumping up and down. Okay, bar is loaded. He wants to shout out to his wife, Mary, daughter, Emmy, and baby in the belly, Elise. Oh, I'm sorry. We do have one lifter after Dylan. Dylan's been bringing up the rear all day. I thought he was the last one. That looked like a good lift, and you could see that Dylan is wearing a mouth guard. That's totally fine, not a problem. People wear them a lot in squat and deadlift. Okay, last lifter of our first attempts is Jason Vaughn. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, Jason. Looks to be another sumo lifter, and you can see his legs are white. That is baby powder. That is to help the bar slide up the leg. Totally legal, totally acceptable. He's double overhand, which is hard. Good lift. All right. I think nobody missed their firsts on that in that flight. So congratulations, everybody. Good job. And everybody in this flight is also going to get a total now. Good job. Okay, we're going back to the top of the order with Kayla Ross. While they're doing that, I will remind you of our sponsors, Muscle and Mindset, Amanda Pirro, DC Blocks, and Mountain Man Performance. Jason is the coach, whose last name I can't pronounce. But both Jason and Amanda have a lot of athletes here today. They're doing a great job. If you're looking for coaches, look them up. You can also look up Jason and Rachel Wood, who are the meet directors. They also coach and train. Up is Kayla attempting 95 kilos. Okay. All right. Looks like we're good to go. Bars loaded for Kayla. That looks super easy. She's got way more in the tank. Good lift. Up next, Sarah McClendon. Sarah's a registered nurse. Powerlifting has so many awesome people. We have nurses, we have doctors, we have firefighters, veterans, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, all of them. We have lawyers. We have software engineers. We have teachers. We have every walk of life in powerlifting. And Sarah lifts that up relatively smoothly. I think she'll get that. And that's a good lift for Sarah. Good job. Next up is Cody. Cody jumped up to 142.5 from 135. Cody started powerlifting a little less than 3 years ago. Pretty smooth bar path. Looks pretty good. And I think that's a good lift for Cody. Good job. Up next is Frankie Knepp. Frankie is a Mountain Man performance lifter. She's been doing a good job today. She wants to shout out. Oh, this is Allison. Sorry, but Allison, I don't have a bio for, so that's why I was thinking she was Mountain Man. I apologize. She's doing 145. She went up 5 kilos from her first. Looks like she's going to get that. We'll see. Lift is good. So now we have Frankie. And so I'll just do this again. Frankie's Mountain Man Performance. And Frankie wants to give a shout out to her kids, Layla and Jack. She wants them to know Mommy loves you, and to her husband Nate, always supportive of her goals. And she is a veteran. So thank you for your service, Frankie. And bar is loaded. Looks pretty good. I think she'll get that. We'll see what the refs say. Good lift. Okay, up next is Cohen Litt. This is his first meet. He never eats ice cream because he has an allergy, which makes me very, very sad. And he's been very successful in his kickball beer league for the past several years. He's a software engineer. This is going to be a PR, I think, for him. His best deadlift is 385 pounds. And he kicked this up quite a bit from his first. His first was 162 and a half. So this 177 and a half will be a PR. Bar is loaded for Cohen. Yeah, pulls that up pretty easy. That's a PR. Good job, Cohen. Good lift. Okay. Up next is Jason McGowan. Bars loaded for Jason. And he gives that a little grunt to get that up, but looks like a good lift to me. Good job, Jason. Up next is Kevin Wang. Kevin is attempting 205. So 451 pounds, and this will match his personal best. Kevin was a long-distance runner before moving to powerlifting. Kevin is sumo and wants to shout out to his coach, Benju. Yep, looks good. I think he probably got that. Lift is good for Kevin. Good job, Kevin. Okay, Joshua Ernie is up 212 and a half, which is a big time PR. His current PR is 207 and a half. So he is hitting a PR on his second here, hopefully. And he is coached by one of our sponsors, Amanda Piro from Muscle and Mindset. Looks pretty good. I think that was a PR. And the lift is good. Good job. Good coaching, Amanda. Okay, up next is Preston Lee. Preston is not going for a PR on his deadlift. Not sure why. Maybe he's nursing an injury, just not feeling it today. Totally okay. He's still having a really good day. In fact, he's on track to do 9 for 9 if he gets all of his deadlifts. And I was thinking this was a third. It's not. It's a second. So he could still PR. Yep, perfect form, great deadlift, and lift is good. Good job, Preston. So maybe he will get beat his personal best on his third. Up we have Dylan. Dylan is attempting 546 pounds, just under 546 pounds. And Dylan and the previous lifter, Preston, are brothers. Preston is in med school and Dylan is a doctor. Sure, there's no sibling rivalry there. And looks like he got that up pretty well. Looks like a good lift for Dr. Dillon. And it is a good lift. Good job. Okay, our last lift of the second attempts, Jason Vaughn. Jason's attempting 252.5 bar is loaded. Lift is good, I believe, for Jason. Wow, this is great. All good attempts, first and second attempts for this Flight C on the deadlifts. Good job, guys. So we are down to our final 13, I think. 1, 2, 12. Down to our final 12 lifts of the day.
Now we are on third attempt.
Third attempt. So the spotters and loaders will clean the bar after every attempt so that gives the lifters the best possible grip they can have. And while they're deloading, I will once again remind you this is a USA Powerlifting sanctioned meet. We are grateful to have sponsors like Amanda Piro at Muscle Mindset, DC Blocks, and the bar is loaded for Kayla Ross.
Allison in the hole.
And Kayla seems to pick that up pretty easily. I think she'll get that. Good lift for Kayla. Good job. Okay, up next is Sarah McClendon. Sarah doesn't have a coach, but she does have a training partner, Mindy. She's a registered nurse and went to the University of Southern Mississippi. And she's been focusing on powerlifting in the last year. This is her second meet. Her best deadlift is 270 pounds, which I think she might have got on the last one. I can't do the math. But she certainly will get it on this one. Oh, she's going to try. She's trying really hard. Yeah, she's got a little bit up and down. Yeah, she dropped it, but good effort. Really good effort. She is not too far from just getting that next time. So next up is Allison Aslin. Allison is attempting 150 kilos. Bars loaded. That was too easy. She needs to put some weight on the bar next time. Good lift. Good job, Allison. All right, next up is Cody Griggs. And Cody has the fabulous pink socks, a super wide sumo stance, and she's the only woman in her household. Nope, she's not going to get that one this time, but she'll come back and get it on her next competition. She's got the skill and the form. She'll do it. Up next is Frankie Knepp. Frankie is a mountain man performance athlete. Tyler is his coach. Her coach, sorry, Frankie, I meant her. And her advice to a new lifter is always have fun. Your only competition is you. Everyone else is just here to party with you. She was a long distance runner before powerlifting. Her fastest mile time was 6 minutes 30 seconds. It's pretty cool. And she can teach me Spanish. Okay, she's going for 182 and a half. And that will keep her in first place in her
Yeah, those are really yummy. You finish that, you want to just go back home?
weight class and division.
Yeah.
Oh, she's looks good. I think she's going to get that. Let's see what the refs say. The refs say.
Hey, bud, let's hang out because this is almost over. Do you want to go walk around?
Yep, Frankie got a good lift. Okay, now we're moving on to the boys. Cohen is next with 185. This is his first meet, and I think he's doing really well for his first meet. If he makes this, we'll go 8 for 9. Frankie before him went 9 for 9. Looks like a good lift to me. Should go 8 for 9. Oh, it's a good day for Cohen. Up next is Kevin Wang. No, Jason's up next. Jason McGowan's up. Bar is loaded. And that's a good lift for Jason. Jason had a good day. Now we have Kevin Wang. And Kevin's looking to go 8 for 9. Kevin also has a coach who currently is in San Francisco. Bar is loaded. Kevin trains at Nick's Performance in Denver. Oh. Nothing. He's in front of my camera. He's going to have you go moving. All right. Kevin looks good. And let's see what the refs say. Okay, so Kevin's doing a little dance on the platform. Lift is good. And Kevin went 8 for 9. Good job. Joshua Ernie is up. And Joshua once won best presentation for a pie he made with his dad. He's a sophomore, and Amanda Pirro is his coach. And he's going to try really hard. Looks good to me. Let's see. Good lift. Good coaching, Amanda. And that is a 9 for 9 as well. So good job, Josh. Okay. 3 lifts to go and our day is over. Preston Lee is attempting 230. We've got Preston, Dylan, and Jason all closing us out here today. All are doing really, really well.
230 kilos on the bar. 507 pounds. Deadlift technician number 1.
Preston works out at his home gym in Aurora. He is a second-year medical student. Bars loaded for Preston. All right. Oh, looks good. And that was 507 pounds. I think that was a PR. And 9 for 9. Good job, Preston. All right, Dylan. Dr. Dylan is up. His best deadlift is 555, so this is a little under his personal best, but that's okay. Bar is loaded for Dylan. All right, pulling it up, locks it out. Looks pretty darn good to me. Lift is good. He went 8 for 9 today. Good job. Okay, our last lifter of the day, Jason Vaughn. Jason is attempting 573 pounds. Jason so far has not missed a lift, so let's hope he keeps up that trend and goes 9 for 9. Bar is loaded. He's getting himself really set in there so he can be sturdy and strong for his lift. And he pulls, a little bobble there. I don't know if the refs will notice it. Let's see. And I think that was a good lift. That was a little anticlimactic. Did they give that to him or not? Yeah, so he went 9 for 9. Good job. So thank you very much for joining us today. That will end our day for the Saturday portion of Rise of the Kilonator. Thank you very much for joining us. Sorry this was recorded and not live streamed, but I hope that you still will enjoy it. Thank you again to our sponsors, Muscle and Mindset, DC Blocks, and Mountain Man Performance. You have been watching Rise of the Kilonator, brought to you by Rachel and Jason Wood. Thank you all, and have a wonderful day, evening, morning, whenever you're watching this.